So now Mr. Samuel Dilito Turay now we'll get for talk to today exclusively on the issues that I just don't highlight. Of course, now Mr. Turay will not able for brand cam over video today, so that when I go see him, because we get some half issues which will video right from the station here. But we'll go talk to him on the phone. And of course, now in picture when I see right now up on the screen. Hello, Mr. Turay. How you do, sir?
Hello, Mr. Sheriff. How do you do? Fine. How are you, sir?
I do very well. Always now a delight to we for bring you come na Sherix Broadcast Network for we'll talk on key issues bordering on the nation Sierra Leone, and of course you are always available to come on board. So we get a few things that we want for talk on today. And one of them is going to be about the power just don't return quite recently from abroad. You know, you go on for give you an idea as to the kind welcoming within game where it return.
Yes, we found with them fellow Australians and comrades for extend me greetings to now, and I want to say. Now, always a good thing for getting the opportunity for talk about the issues that we concern with the country Sierra Leone, especially so on how we go moving forward. So I'm for say indeed I'm glad for the here for the few minutes where I will spend, although so busy, but I will try for push and small. Mr. Sheriff, thank you for your statement with regards to the return of the great president, His Excellency Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. We don't faithfully serve the country for 10 good years, and the things will happen within the 10 good years are things that we will not ever able for write them off in history. There is no way we will ever talk about history if we not see who will get the president under APC and Mr. Koroma, we do this and this and this and this. Yeah, in return one, I believe say the people of Sierra Leone still like Ernest Bai Koroma and then get confidence in him. In fact, I see one survey where you say when you put party business aside, about 90% of people then still feel say when you take party, you put them aside that Ernest Koroma will be the president. Now only when you factor the party inside, then you see the whole thing skewed to one direction where we all able to understand. In coming back home, I think even get the welcome we deserve. Okay. Because people in really turn out people not look for him for like him. The man is a good citizen, he don't work for a country, and like what they say, he not get no other country. Now only salon he gets. And that make it get in time and everything for make sure see he move that country forward. So in Kawambi, that people look forward to, and that make them get a heroic welcome. Yeah. We see putting them post on social media and so many other areas when we show the people then we return, we go line up. The jubilation, the crowd, for sure to say yes, then welcome them home. They appreciate them. So I believe say the Mengiam Utin Idiu.
Okay. And so you know, basically yes, you say there was this poll where come out where they talk about the fact say if then take politics out and that President Ernest Bai Koroma has been one of the best presidents. Now, apart from taking politics out, which are the other specific reasons that with that poll they began for factor in for talk say in be one of the best presidents?
Well, when you look at what he do or what we do under any time, okay, it's clearly evident. These are things that you can easily point at. Okay, they're so evident. People they see them, and what you add to it, when you look at them and you try to bring them, already the time shocked by the first 100 days of the SLPP. if you try to look at them compared to voting Hindu, then everybody will really mean good about the country, about development, not about talking politics. Go say nothing, even if I not like this man, but I believe say he do something. I believe say he contribute to moving Salon forward. Where we say whosoever come now, you get yourself a snap and continue for go.
Right, but waiting at some of them specific things that we will not go able for talk about that when are the things that we honest by Chroma do na Sierra Leone we go make people then say in one of the best presidents in the country.
One, it promotes peace, unity, and good governance.
How?
During in your time, you see how you unify the country.
How?
Okay. The country is so peaceful. We all get freedom for go side one for go. Do what you want for do, as long as you do it within the law, the base of the law. We will not be seeing people to fight each other. Yeah, like for the last month, then before even elections come, I spent most of my time in Kailahun.
Right, but people that you talk say, the people that you talk say, not necessarily that people were peaceful, we make they not be the cause confusion, they not be afraid for go no side. Now because they know say whenever APC they in power, then get this policy of intimidation, violence, where they harass peaceful citizens. So because the people that not be right, so people that you know the people that not being one for create any other problem at the country, thinking about waiting they don't go through. So not necessarily that the country being peaceful, but because the people that not be one problem. How you going to respond to that?
There is no evidence for say it intimidates any people or any group of people. There is no evidence. Okay, all the talks are just voting people that want for talk, and from the past, what people have done build up say when you talk of APC, you talk of violence. Okay, we in a whole. If we talk of violence now, then we talk of SLPP. We talk of violence. What we see before the election and even after the elections. And as I say, during your time, say don't come also. We not ever say they execute anybody. We not ever done that. For say they don't have somebody because of the political opinion and so on, they don't go to Panama or whatever it is, they don't kill them. We not ever done that. Okay, and that may a very big plus for them. With all the opposition we been get. People then sing against her, people then talk against her, even we open at the media, at different forums and so on. We talk all kind of things about her. Some are true, some not true. But you know, nobody, they don't arrest nobody, they don't invite anybody to say, let them go, can't go report on CID. No.
But you know, Mr. Turay, Dilito, some man can talk say, yeah, I know the total load, but I know how heavy it is. Now we see how the president been there in power with him vice president for over a year, 2 years, 3 years, in order to talk to him. Then we're ready for pull and some kind way the whole country or turn over, you know, people then demonstrate against that. So when people then, the average Sierra Leoneans, they look at that kind of action from a president like Anes Baikroma, then if you say that was so dictatorial, it was too autocratic, and even, you know, looking at how he chose the presidential candidate, all of the incident. So now make way some man can talk say, well, this president here, so it look like saying that somebody way, you know, it go entertain violence, it go entertain intimidation, and so therefore we don't want to even go there. Let us just sit on Safu.
The adage we use, that begin for the. In this case, you know, even work for say, yeah, I need to, but no heavy load, not to alter the work. Okay. Yeah, it depends on people that eyes that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So let us take and say, you know, work, not to alter work. There are times you see load lay down, and even if my phone be inside it. Because, but sometimes somebody will tell you say that kind of bag the way you see it, now stone on a lead inside it. When you you see that bag there, you see that lead heavy. You are wrong. You not even try them.
Okay, so in this case, so
the one say not pull on that side, it not really work. Okay.
But in this case, nobody not tell Sierra Leoneans then for say that load they will lead on and a stone they say because they already know the kind load.
No. Then they are wrong. Then they are see. There are times when they assume and we generalize, or they miss the point always. We don't miss the point always. We need to stop for the label. people either by their tribe or by their party or by their region and so on. It's like if me can talk say anybody come on a particular region. Now so it can. Probably because 1 or 2 or 3 belong commodity. That if me can't believe you and I say anybody from this region and so it can, I'm wrong. It's wrong.
Okay, so
like academic like people never say, okay. So like what you talk to all that no points to no evidence of violence.
So when Dilito, let's go back to the crux. Let's go back to the actual question. The question was waiting at the specific, reasons then where they be factor into this survey where it talks say President Anes by Kroma now one of the best presidents na Sierra Leone. Waiting at the things that where they mention that it do we go make we talk saying the best president.
As I've been beginning to know one for him for promote, sustain national cohesiveness, national peace. Okay, that's thing way very, very important because for let any country move forward, the economy or whatever thing, okay, the foundation and the stability, how stable the country there, the level of confidence on the people them, both the local and the international community, okay, is very pivotal. And then one thing we do, no matter how people they label and whatever name they give them is, but all we know is during a young time, okay, you not see somebody left in your house and go attack the other person.
No, but Dilito, not to true that one day, because
let me go forward. Yeah, we still don't try to punish one great thing. You say that outline, okay?
Yeah.
So let me talk of that as one thing.
Okay, well, let's move forward. But there were incidences where the police get involved with the clashes with youths in the country, skirmishes, but they happen at Kono, other side, and they like Kenema places, then like then one side, and they things that they happen under the leadership of the APC. So the country was not entirely peaceful in the past.
It was not one group against another group.
But there was violence in the country.
It was not a difference when the authorities, when the police, we see even American, they clash and they always did. But now when a danger one, now when one set of people, they take the law into their own hands against the other one.
Okay, well, let's move forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
and now we see now what happen. When we say Ibrahim, Mr. Sheriff, because of one reason or another and so on, me go just grab and go organize people them and go for them by you. It's different to when you and the police, okay, get the confrontation. It's different. And I believe say during the entire I will be there with almost they sleep. You don't go there, you sleep in the morning, you grab, I want to go there. If you and the law not get no issue, nobody goes after you. Okay. And as I said just now, you look at the infrastructure, that one not the truth they argue for. Everybody they see them. Whether people they say now good economic policies that and so on and whatever it is, you look at them, you see them, and I thank God that we as a become for now, I think they see and say that the right route they don't set for them.
Well,
during the campaign, they say them can, then go pour the toll there, then go this that, which will have been a very sad mistake. But thank God they can and say, you know what? We said this man don't start so it's no more talking about policy, it's not talking about realities. Now moving forward.
Okay. And so so
we see the energy sector.
Well, we can't talk about that one day just now. We can't talk about that one day, but let's move forward with the president in return one at the country. Looking at the kind, government where the SLPP be handed over to the APC in 2007, and looking at waiting the APC hand over to SLPP in 2018. We say plenty people them that the country they talk say the suffering of the masses don't skyrocket, prices of commodities don't go high, things that they go bad in the country at the time where the SLPP government take over. Waiting make where the president feel say like if you go outside of the country, where it come back inside, that if I receive this big welcome, that enough for just come inside quietly, it can sit down, at least may it see say things they don't begin to settle in, things they don't begin to go in, that it not create any pandemonium for let people their attention turn to her again. Why the former president feel say if we forget that kind of welcome back into the country?
The former president not teach nobody in glory. Now all team belong to the United. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then say give to Caesar what is Caesar. All right?
Mm-hmm.
It not take nobody attention. People still know what he don't do. People still remember old bed food. People still know say he do something good. So for that kind of people, and even if you go out 1,000,000 times, it never come inside quietly 1,000,000 times. I think the focus of any government or any president, even like we get President Bio, okay, it is not on watering down what he company don't do, but it is on building his own. You'll be rewarded when you build your own than you spend your time watering down the next person. That is where plenty people get around most times. If Mr. Sheriff, you don't care, you don't do this thing very good. If no one can flash your name off, now for kind of make sure say I do what you pass what you do. Not for like attack what you be don't do, and therefore people they see. We are not all educated, but trust me, everybody in your little way, people they see, then they reason, and then they judge. And gone are the days wherein the people in the village depend on fear of we for tell them say this not black, this not pink, this not yellow. They too can see. They can see and they can feel it. Okay? So if the president with them now no one in future trips, okay, for let this man get this kind of praise or thief in glory, then let him work more on doing things we can shadow this man than for attempt for follow for spend all in time for just water that man did down. You can't. Now you fail approach than they.
No, but I don't see there is no evidence where they point to the fact say the sitting president now, President Bio, don't launch any type of attack on the former president. This is not just the people of the country, the citizens of the country, where they express their opinions about waiting make the president still want this aura of importance, this public show of importance for say the public for come out the receiver and at the country, for still feel say it gets some form of authority.
Simply because he is important. In America, anytime Barack Obama step out and see him, there's something that happen. Obama is not coming and telling people say come and welcome or come and this that so on. But anytime he step out, people see him. You go see the county rush manner. Why? Because
so in other words, they tell we say that the president not to ask them. For not to ask people that for go receive and people then decide say will they receive and this way.
Not to ask them.
Right. So
that's the bottom line is for we all. It's not just for them, for we all.
Okay.
Do the things that will make they remember you always, and people then get love for good to you always. Do them and they are correct.
Okay. So, immediately after where the government transition team report don't come out, where they don't allege say there was massive corruption that was headed by the former president, and in cronies them, immediately now we hear say the president don't go abroad. So plenty Sierra Leoneans that be the say the president is try for hide pass something where, they don't allege say na in be the head when a corruption at the country. What do you say about that?
I say Aleko use the word say them they allege.
Right.
Okay. Once they allege, they're not proven, not a fact, not a reality.
Okay.
He left.
Well, not to necessarily not to fact until then prove them, right?
Well, now, if because the allegation was in on away, don't go hide. Okay.
Right.
But he come now. All man who say they come. Even before he come, in party officers, the Ministry of Security, they tell them say, look, this man is coming. One the plan is welcome, and so on, and then give them the alliance. How do you motor kind of forget go escort time for this that and so on? Hiding, come on. So if this man will really smuggle himself, say he don't go hide because of all the here, if you be ready for come back, now overnight they enter for not even know.
Okay.
So the one they will spend time, they all say, oh, Nameka say it's good they say allege. They're not confirmed, and there is nothing wrong for the
well, yeah, we all know saying allegation right now. But yeah, okay, so
baseless as far as we are concerned. We'll not pass judgment into, but the first allegation was he ran away, and if somebody ran away, he didn't come again.
All right, so
now
let me talk.
So that's one now OTSF.
So let's talk about the GTT report itself. You know, before we go into the details of the report or waiting at your opinion about the report itself, looking at Sierra Leone as a country, wherein 57 years after independence, we still not able to stand on we own. We still they go big other countries. Then anytime we'll get small problem for me, then go can't help we. If they're not help we, we're not able for survive. We're not able for develop with human capacity. We're not able for harness with natural resources so that we will become an independent nation. We'll be go say one independence that will become that real independent nation wherein we'll be able for do things for ourselves. You know, waiting you go talk as an APC person. And as a Sierra Leonean, waiting you go talk about the fact say, after 10 years of APC rule in Sierra Leone, that still Sierra Leoneans that they talk about this kind of things where they happen to Sierra Leone, the predicament where Sierra Leone found itself in. You go on for, you know, apportion any responsibility or blame to the APC government for some of the things that when they not do, we make within in this predicament?
In the first place, I like the data we give, we in the static question. They say for 57 years. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And for all those 57 years, not to one person, not to one government, not to foreigners, not Sierra Leoneans, belonging to different parties or different groups, don't manage the affairs of Sierra Leone. Okay? Mm-hmm. In the first place, as a Sierra Leonean, I'm not happy because of the state of the country still there. We still struggle. All right? Then they I take and say as a Sierra Leonean. But when we move forward from there, they say we again as a people, we're not serious and hypocrisy and away. For these 57 years, for somebody who can say after 47, now you can do the last 10 years. Now you're responsible for all the things that happen. It should say we're not sincere and we're not serious. For the past 47 years, tell me of a particular year where in Sierra Leone don't stand to a point where you don't need no loan from anybody, you don't need aid to anybody, everything they go on perfect. Show me 1 year.
Well, we'll talk about that one day. You know, let's talk about it. Now that you don't bring out, Mr. Turay, okay, let's talk about what you have just brought up. You know, from 1961 to 2018, when me and you two they talk today. Now, two predominant political parties that we don't provide leadership in Sierra Leone. You and I agree. Am I correct?
Yeah, in terms of political parties, yes.
Yeah, political parties.
But at the same time, there is one common word with the academic as well, not sincere. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Whenever one party take after the other one,
right?
It always talk say, do I not do before them? No do nothing and the country.
No, but let's come back to the question why I don't just ask. You know, it no matter which blame, it no matter.
What expect if the mother of your government come and talk to this for honest, I don't even knew.
No, but what I'm saying, let's
talk about for NPRC. It's an inherited broken government.
Dilito, let's come back to the crux of the question.
When you don't even 10 years away come, APC said it.
Okay, well, let's accept the fact for saying the party will come. They blame the other one, but let's go back to the question I want to ask you. The question I want to ask is from 1961 to 2018, now two political parties, and then they provide leadership in the country. And between them two, well, which one are the third one? One are political party?
SLPP, APC, and the civil servants.
No, you cannot. You know, I know how for let mention the civil servant, because the civil servants, what then they do, then they operate with any political party where they come. Their job is to provide administration to the country. They are not politicians.
I call the civil servants deliberately. I know they're not a political party, but I call them deliberate because I want to factor them inside whatever we discuss.
But how can the civil servants operate? How can the civil servants be neutral and operate in Sierra Leone neutrally, like how they're supposed to work under a one-party state, wherein one political party don't talk, say any other person who born at this country, you not get right for form a political party, and so therefore
the civil servant, as I say,
how they going to operate?
As I say, not a political party. I know that very well. So I'm not listening. Not say this man not even noted the job, but I say that because I want to factor them. There is nothing.
But why you factor them in? Why you factor them in if they know they operate neutrally, independently? They are supposed to be independent, right? Because
every activity happen in that country there, they have a pivotal role for play. Anybody in governance.
But there is an allegation that the APC was not giving them chance to be independent. Now APC they tell them what they for do under the one party state.
Likewise, the same allegation be they say SLP under the Jan Cabano be getting the independence. These are not
how?
We're not sincere. We're not sincere.
Okay, well, let's assume say what they talk that too. But between the APC and the SLPP,
there is no activity.
Okay.
Especially a corrupt man. Okay.
Yeah, but
civil servants they don't play a role.
Mr.
Politicians who belong to a party, in quote, when they say they're not politicians, they do not even make 10% of the national government. They don't even make 10%.
Mr. Zise, let's assume say what they talking at too. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. But between the SLPP and the APC, 1961 to 2018, then two political parties and then we don't the rule in the country. APC by numbers them. It don't they rule in a country there for 34 years. SLPP 17 years.
Because they do a good job.
What job did they do that was good? I mean, give me some specifics, because like Mickey one for like where the Gideon statement there, so let go be very specific. Say number one, now this APC do from 1978, I mean 1969 where they take over, you know, to 1996 where 1992 where the NPLC then can pull them. These are the things that they did for the country, you know. So can you be specific and tell me those?
These are things that we no hide. Everybody know that. I think they will talk over and over, over and over. We don't talk them. We don't need for big. We don't need for.
No, but we need to be specific, because what we talk now, we are talking on television. It is historic. Me really want for let you tell Sierra Leonean people. Say from 1969 where APC take over governance in Sierra Leone until 1992 where the military then can pull them. These are the specific things that the APC did where make Sierra Leone go before. Can you please tell us that?
Yeah, again I go back to start before start. So make sure say the country they at peace. Okay.
Well, from 1969 to 1992, right? Is that what you're saying?
APC do. Yeah, that's something we APC do.
1992. Okay? We are talking about 1968.
For build the economy, we infrastructure.
No, but Dilito, you are talking about the 2000s. You are talking about the 2000s.
And so on.
You are talking about the 2000s. Can we go back to history?
Not in the 2000s. Sheki built Sierra Leone.
Okay. Yes. So deal with that. Give us those specifics.
We can point with so many. You see. I want I can tell people is this. The two government organs salon, APC and SLPP, their approach to governance is different. Okay? Now I talk from the policy points. I put politics aside. And I just put a field for do. Okay? When you talk about building the governance structures, I can always say SLPP is scoring the points there. But when it comes for the physical structure to move the country forward, APC is scoring a point there. The two governments, and somebody say they always work. When take Pakaba, okay, take Shaki where we can. He focused on infrastructure, schools, roads, and so on. Pakaba can also focus on the governance structures. We saw NASIT coming. We saw other groups all coming. And yes, he empowered them and he turned back to infrastructure. So these are things you cannot take away from these other parties. Let's put politics aside. You cannot take them away from these other parties. is how they operate. And looking at Mother Bio, he's going by the same direction. Talking of governance and so on. So if you talk about infrastructure and so on, there is no way you will name them. No matter how you hate Checkers TV or you hate APC, you must point at the end of history, say, this thing, and that man or that party have the hate, and then make this thing then Ayaso.
All right. So now going back to the GTT report, as a Sierra Leonean, not as an APC member, as a Sierra Leonean, waiting a your personal opinion about the fact that the government we don't come in after we people that don't cry so much na Sierra Leone for say, oh, we country they go behind, oh, we country not they go before, oh, corruption they in the country, people they not get food for it, people they not get jobs, people they no healthcare facilities they not there. So when this government come, it decides say, first of all, let us begin by trying to find out waiting the previous government don't left Giwi. For let us make less Sierra Leonean people they know. For say this night they left Giwi and from here we save the continue for go before. So waiting a your own personal take on the government transition team report with the issue out right now with people they talk about. What do you think about that?
Mr. Sheriff, for the past 2 years, I engaged full time on the research, program evaluation, and so on. All right. For the past years now, I've been doing for a farm here in America, and I cover Sierra Leone, I cover Liberia. So I'm not what I try to talk about. Okay. When I look at the GTT report, the idea is good. I'm not just problem with the idea. Okay. Opening room for accountability is good. But no matter how something good, if the process is skewed and flawed, okay?
Right. Be specific. Tell us.
Hold on, at the camp. Then you don't put a dent. On what they do, no matter how good it is. The process is very, very important. How do you arrive at these conclusions? On a get on a report. How? It's very, very important. Once that one is flawed,
they ask people, they collected documents, they get documents that wouldn't go through same government documents, right? No, we want for the observe the areas and they ask you, they talk. We want for the actually go observe the area, then how they collect the documents, right?
They collect documents and so on. Okay, but at the talk based on OT, me know as somebody we don't get around governance, as somebody who don't be around administration.
But you know, go and share with people, then let them know what you know as far as this issue is concerned.
Now they cancel at the build me foundation.
Okay.
Because I know let me go scramble. The build me foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Then with me experience over here and so on. All right. Now make what you ask me just know deliberately about the two parties who bring this country down. I tell you, see, me get ultimately call the third party or the third factor. All right. The kind of corruption within a salon, na kind of an institution like team corruption, we don't accept that. And it cut across, no tribe, no sex, no religion, no region. It's the fact we get to understand and accept if we sincere to ourselves and we mean business from the country forward. But the moment in your studies or in your data gathering, in your interview, in looking at your records and so on, okay, you begin to use method when not appropriate for say, this one is okay, we can use this. This one we can leave this. This we can use this. Well, after you not really get out with the proper method, then you don't begin to bring problem.
So what do you mean?
If they begin for name, you begin for name certain people that when you know say these people cannot perpetrate the level of corruption I talk about without having their wire. But because of certain reasons and so on, you begin for left them out. Then you don't make the whole thing flawed, and you don't make the result of your exercise. Don't get some question mark.
But what are the specifics? Like, don't give general statements. Okay. Tell me what you talk about.
Now which hunt?
Oh, that's how you look at so the GT3 reports, in your opinion, is a witch hunt.
It's a witch hunt because of the method. It's flawed.
So waiting at the method, you say they not collect documents. Is that what are the methods where they use? Where say it's flawed?
Then pick and choose.
Then pick and choose. Okay.
Yes. Right. Either because of you tried, or you region, or your political affiliation. Then pick and choose. And there's a lot of evidence.
But Mr. Turay, can you also agree that for the past 10 years, where APC be the rule in Sierra Leone, 90% of the people that we serve in the APC government were people who were closely associated with either the APC or they came from the Northern Province. Do you agree with that?
No, I disagree.
90%.
A bulk of civil servants.
I don't. Well, you know what, Mr. Turay. Let me educate people. Let me educate people about what civil servants
they do. They are the vote controllers.
No, but let us. Okay. Listen to this, Mr. Turay. The Sherix Broadcast Network. What would they do now? Any information they provide, we don't want for distort information. We don't want for misinform with people. We want for let people then learn from what they do. Let we tell people that waiting civil servants and supposed for do a country. First of all, you and I are educated enough to understand that one day. When they talk about civil servants in Sierra Leone or any country, they are the professional wing of administration in the country. Waiting then they do, they're not to politicians. They're not supposed to affiliate themselves with any political party. But when a political party don't win election, they don't kind of power, then get their agenda. Now the civil servants then they implement that agenda day. Now then they advise the government, say, if we do it this way, now it go make the government able to achieve waiting in goal. But then under the APC, from 1978, we will get one party state to 1992. They don't take away this independence from the civil servants, from the civil service. So how can we factor them in to this kind of conversation where we say they were handicapped?
They were not handicapped. Now the same people left Pakababi Lupe talk say Salumange Badat. Now the same people left the Rifato. Not just APC they carry them down. But the same people.
I don't feel say where Pakababi talk down the civil servants say be mean. He was talking to general Sierra Leoneans.
Because the civil servants are also Sierra Leoneans. Let me tell you talk say.
No, civil servants are professionals where they work specifically for government. The general populace they're different.
In the first place, they are Sierra Leoneans. In the first place,
they are Sierra Leoneans. Right.
Okay? They are Sierra Leoneans. Also, they find themselves in a different thing. Alright? And at the same this one is the fact whether you take them or the others then take them or not. There is no political somebody, be it na SLPP or APC or whosoever, will succeed, forget himself involved in corruption and move away with her. Will not get individuals who call themselves say they are not politicians. Because I'm not saying you don't allow you to word against civil servants. Let me let that word because the word looks it look toxic. Okay. Yes, but we have this individual. As I say, I don't work there.
But okay, so
I have interacted with the country.
So in your own best judgment, waiting the civil service for don't do another country day, waiting the country go through, not go through. Waiting the civil service for don't do.
Make them stand for the credibility and say we belong to a group. We are non-political and will not condone and will not allow politicians for corrupt because then they come and go.
Well, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that.
But when you buy into the system, it's like you saying you are not corrupt.
So
we come say me corrupt, but you allow me to make I do the corruption and get every time because you said they enjoy from her. We are all corrupt.
So in another word, you are saying I agree with you totally because the civil service therefore don't stand up for their credibility, which they did not. After the APC don't tell and say, do this, do that, do this, for wipe out the independence, then credibility and everything, but they were inefficient in standing up for that credibility. So in another way, we can say that, just the car, we don't begin to give you the rundown. that after we don't get one party state in the country, coming down to 1992, where the military then pulled the APC, that was when the civil service don't become pluralized. They don't take their independence away from them. They were no longer acting as the professional wing of administration in Sierra Leone. Do you agree with that?
I know. If I don't have to agree on that.
You don't have to agree. Okay, well, just give me 50% on that. I go take out.
Okay, I don't want to agree on that. All right. Not to any political party they corrupt them. If not any political party they corrupt them, then they are then they are inefficient, because we all see corruption during APC, we see corruption during NPRC, we see corruption during SLPP, and some of these guys have been in the office for over 30-40 years. They have been there. They have seen APC come and go, NPRC come and go, SLPP come and go, APC come and go, and they are still there. They are still there. So no matter the problem, Mr. Sheriff.
Well, say plenty not the right now, right?
All the begin just now. I tell you, I say, Mr. Sheriff, if we are coming to talk politics, make a no.
No, I mean we are talking all of it, all of the issues.
If we are coming to talk heart to heart, if we are talking as real Sierra Leoneans, the way we get concerned. Okay. No,
but you see, Dilito, let's be honest. Just like how you did talk, say, let us be honest. Let's talk heart to heart. You and I came from.
The problem we have in Sierra Leone cannot be tied to any one political party.
No, but somebody can take more of the blame. Okay, because you see, the thing here is, let's be honest with ourselves. You, na APC member, deep down inside your heart, you are a Sierra Leonean as well. How you feel that when your government has been in power for 10 years, after we don't left after 10 years, that Sierra Leoneans cannot feed themselves. We don't have better healthcare facility in the country. That school picking them, you will not get privilege, we will not get money, you picking are like a clever in order to attain certain qualifications in education, in order to reach certain heights in the academia in the country. How do you really feel about that?
Mr. Sheriff?
I really want to answer that question specifically.
Yeah, now the answer so now. And the answer to that is how we go feel. Wait for 57 years.
No, don't go back to 57. Let's talk about the past 10 years.
No. The problem must start one day. The problem must start one day. Okay?
Mr. Turay, why are you taking us back to 57 years? Let's talk about the 10 years, your own regime.
No, we cannot talk about the 10 years. No. I don't tell you, say, we cannot talk about the 10, and then they can't cut up. Okay? And then they can't cut up. I'm not taking the 10 years as my baseline. No.
Well, you see, because power.
There is nothing where SLPP be left, where APC can employ.
Are you serious? How about when they left the country debt free? Where when they left? Which one left? Where APC they left? Which they left?
They left money. They left this infrastructure. They left the economy there. They left them there. Forget about the duty they say.
SLPP left Sierra Leone debt free.
Just one person. Okay, now just one person can say for me, may I hasten up and set the commission whatsoever and walk through her. What thing they work on so right now? Now, what thing one person talk? Making paper out tomorrow. I tell you, I'm making
what I'm saying.
This don't know about me.
No, Mr. Turay, just now you don't talk. Say where SLPP left. SLPP now left nothing where APC before work on. And that is not true.
No.
Because we SLPP...
No, you don't get me wrong. Listen to me. I tell you, say, SLPP not left nothing good where APC can help Bola.
But that is true. That is not true. That is a lie.
So that is showing say, okay, the problems not start one day, 2007. But they start before. Now, what's bad, now the one you don't build your house and so on. You expect say me for can't take from out and go instead I come now block and go down.
But Mr. Turay, there is a report very recently we don't come back say, before the SLPP they left power, Tijan Kaba's regime created the National Revenue Authority. Now that National Revenue Authority now ain't been supposed to be the consolidated
APC can and empower them.
No, not empower because APC be they pay Sierra Leonean diplomats abroad directly from NATCOM budget, where they not be they go through the National Revenue Authority. That's the report that has come out.
That's another side of the GTT report, which has not been verified. I don't want to comment on that. That's another side.
I say so.
I don't want see anything within the GTT report for now. Okay. I don't want to comment on them because it has not been proven yet. Now, just when one person goes inside, go PP, come on, they talk, so now see.
But as a Sierra Leonean, you should not say you don't want to comment on it. You self can comment. It is unproven, but you can comment on it. You know, the mere fact
it is flawed. We don't see when that report they come out today. People don't come out and challenge certain parts. An example was JFK. Okay, the report referenced JFK for being minister and presiding over certain meeting there when he was not even minister by then. In the bottom, nobody said anything about it.
No.
The farmer,
before the man they become, we don't want to go there. Before the man they become Attorney General and Minister of Justice, JFK was at ACC, Anti-Corruption Commission.
You know, see in the bottom, you say you know be in our office.
No, but they see. After when the report don't come out, the commission of inquiry, I get for deal with all of the other side and they. But also,
let me say, let me hold on. Let me say, let me hold on.
No, but as Sierra Leoneans, we go talk about time.
If we crucify anybody using that GTT report, if we get conscience in the long run, we will regret them.
Well, let's talk. Okay, well, let's forget about the GTT report.
When I said the commission of inquiry, let the commission come and do their work.
All right.
Let's forget about the sacred cow.
Let's forget about the GTT reports. Let's talk about the achievements of the SLPP government in 100 days. They don't outline up to 42 different achievements there, but we'll just talk about the key ones. Number one, what do you think about the fact that this will get for cut and cut short because we can't on the broadcast? What do you think about the fact say when the president come and give this executive order say all civil servants, all public sector workers, then for the good at their job, 8:30. 8:30 in the morning and get off at 4:45 p.m. What do you think about that?
I don't have any problem in a contract. If the contract say if we go to term, and
but that contract be done in place under the APC government will not be implemented. And why?
The same contract was not implemented during Tijankaba government.
No, but why does the APC always get for blame? When I say government and continuity, why you always get for go back and blame the past government?
And the same reason, I the present government say, stop blaming the previous government. It's the continuity. You guys campaigned that the outgoing government was not effective. They were this, they were that. So which means you knew those things even before you came inside.
So how about the cleaning of the country every first Saturday of the month?
It's like getting a wife. You know, say this woman, you get them bad habit of the camera. You know already. When you marry that, you focus on whatever bad habit.
Okay, so as Sierra Leoneans, Mr. Turay will talk about the cleaning of the country. What do you think about that?
The cleaning of the country?
Yeah. Every first Saturday of the month. Huh?
It's a good approach.
So during the APC, when I not be saying I've been good thing for do?
APC clean it up. I was involved even in the cleaning. Mr. Sef involved in cleaning. I presided over cleaning of Twitter.
Consistently, how many times in a month? How many times in a year? How many times during the 10 years? Like, tell us how many times APC be the clean Freetown. Not only Freetown, we are talking about the entire country. Freetown is not Sierra Leone. Freetown is just one.
We had infrastructures, government infrastructures there. Where we get the mandate for Dua, okay? And they were doing like Freetown. We had City Council. We had Masada. Masada was involved in cleaning.
So you want to tell me, say under APC regime, they been cleaned, Freetown been cleaned the way we clean right now?
Freetown been clean right now. Of course.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's move on to something else. What do you also think about the fact, say, you know, the one the way na Sierra Leoneans and way qualify for going to university, instead of spending $500,000, loans, for me to buy registration application fees, then for me to pay that money for register going to university, that this government don't can wipe that one day, so that education not a privilege now a right to every Sierra Leone. As long as you are qualified to go to university, application fee not go stop you from going to university. What do you think about that?
Then just talk about, I will not see I'm happy yet.
They don't begin to do them. The students are registering to go to university.
Oh no! Well, then which means I have to call some people to give me back my money, because I bought farm for people. Then I have to call to give me back my money.
Well, I will need to see the receipt after we don't get that money back. Make us see the receipt. Let we can show
now, if they say they don't begin to then I make us say thank you for the information. Then which means the one way comes from that form for going to college, then I will call them to say, hey guys, let me have the receipt or I'll get back my money.
Are you serious? And when did you?
I'm very serious. I'm not playing for. I'm very serious. Talking it and having it happen is different.
Okay,
and
so
now you go back.
now
you go back to WC. There are times where national government can get very good programs, very good intentions, but the implementation does not rest on them. It will cascade go down.
No, well, okay. So let's talk about
when the bottom not willing for that, or when they get that kind of support. When you design the gear, that is where those kind of things they come up.
So let's talk about the free.
Now we all got to accept, say we have problems and we all work on them.
How about the free education for primary and secondary schools? I don't want to go into the achievements of. Wait, make a land. I don't want to go into whether the government. Dilito. Please don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
Hold on.
But I don't begin to ask you question. You have to give me time. Let me finish up.
I'll make a set for you. All these are fanciful ideas. Let us give them time to be implemented.
No, but now listen. But you see, that is not the question I wanted to ask you. Now, listen to me.
Everything they talk about so now the intention. No way, let school not open it.
Where can you wait?
Let school open. Let it begin and go school one time. Not 1 year.
But are you optimistic as a Sierra Leonean? Are you optimistic for let a program like this succeed?
I'm optimistic and I want to succeed.
Okay. So
but we need to go ahead and evaluate right now. My intention is on paper.
So in other words, if you are optimistic and you want this program to succeed, it means that the SLPP has instituted a very good policy in that regard. Can you say yes to that?
They have not instituted. They have designed a very good policy. They have not instituted it yet. Okay. When they do it for one time, then me and you can come now and talk on them, and whatever we say, we get reference. But like now, the intention.
Okay.
The government has not designed a policy. Let us wait and see how that policy go be instituted from State House, go to the last village.
So on the overall, what is your assessment of President Julius Maada Bio and the SLPP government? What's your Sierra Leonean perspective of this government? Not as an SBC. Yeah, your own perspective as a Sierra Leonean on this government.
Yeah. 100 days for me is good, but it's not impressive, because the do certain things the way to me, I feel it's taking us on a very bad start. Okay.
Specifically,
the first one, the violence will take place within the first 100 days, wherein then they attack people that were innocent. We're not even involved in government business.
But what proof do you have that now SLPP be they cause them violence then? SLPP people are saying that now APC be they do them. The old people they were green, but they were APC.
In Kenema, na APC go attack APC na Kenema.
It is very possible that APC can send people to Kenema to cause mayhem. Now, which proof do you get?
And it is very possible that SLPP then do them too.
But what proof do you have?
Then what proof do you have to that APC do them?
Well, no, I am saying that you are saying category. You made a statement, and I'm saying what proofs do you have? Because as far as I know, you don't have any proof, and I don't have any proof. But what we say here is you are casting the blame on the SLPP.
The one proof we all get is there was violence. Who did it is another question. Now that's me the challenge now.
But you know, between the SLPP and the APC, there is one party that is known for violence, and that's the APC. Yeah. True or false?
The SLPP for the power over the past years, we saw the beating and molestation. Okay, we saw the beating and molestation. I was in Twitter for the past years.
Okay.
All right. Let's not put finger to any person. Things that they evolve. Then they change. People in the come and go and they play different role them. So for me, I don't care who is doing the violence. But for the mere fact, say under your watch, within the first 100 days, we get John beating Mary or Mary beating John. The most important thing is beating took place. Under your watch, it gets whatever intention it gets.
So, Mr. Turay, finally,
the prices will go up. Now, bad policy, prices they go up.
Okay.
I don't see for me personally that they talk always.
But you cannot expect the SLPP government to fix the economy in 100 days. I mean, you are an educated man. How can you blame the SLPP?
Fuel subsidy. None the council now. The fuel subsidy. The thought or the idea to do that fuel subsidy serve as foundation for move all the year forward. For me, that fuel subsidy, that 2,000 loans.
The country doesn't have money. You have to have a responsible fiscal discipline for like able for right now.
The country has money. The country has money. All we need to do is
where's the money?
Control the leakages. Control the leakages.
But only the SLPP has been able to do that. The APC did not control leakages. Did you?
No. Instead, they're not open more venue.
No, APC been control leakages. Did you?
Can't take the body and push onto the poor people there now.
No, okay, let us assume say they don't put the burden on the people. But answer this question: was the APC able? Was the APC able to? No, wait. You see, you are just talking. I am interviewing you, but you are not waiting for me to ask you questions. You are just talking, Mr. Turay. My question to you is: when APC did not power, it being able for control wastage and leakages?
Yes.
How?
We had policies in place. Okay.
Right now, the people that when they watch you, when they talk to, they laugh to God, and they tell you, man.
Of course, because some of them have eyes to see from the different side. Like St. Patrick's eye, that's what the eyes see. All men get look at from the different angles, but people are watching from my own angle.
Mr. Samuel Dilito Turay, you know man we get integrity. Listen, you know man we get integrity. You get respect. People that they admire you, but the way they talk like that, you want for tell we say APC that we get policies in place where they enforce for able for control wastage and leakages. Naturally, is that what you are saying?
That is what I'm saying, and I'm very correct. towards the end of this government, ask them. They may get a terminology will come on a saloon. Okay, when I've been the effort of the government for control spending, cut down routine, wastage. Okay, it was there. When they use them all over, they cut it down everywhere. If you are using 10 packet paper in an office, see how it can be used 2 packet paper.
But when did they do that? Was that at the end of? When did they do that?
Not been during the time. When it happened one day before. It happened during the time, during your watch, austerity measures and so on. We saw them. They were cutting down on everything. That was an idea, that was an approach for control down the leakages there.
Right.
Okay.
But
back on the subsidy, I will not end if I not comment on the subsidy because this subsidy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead with the subsidy.
Okay.
But that subsidy, anyway, comment on Allah, tell me your opinion about the subsidy.
For me, the subsidy is just a way for our rob the poor people and make them feel the pain more and more. And at this we can feel for think. Okay, we see what happened. Just that 2,000 loans, where they put back on fuel or where they remove a subsidy, we see how the price go up for everything. Where the effect to me is not much because I can afford, but the people down there, when we for good rent. If they pay 1,000 for going at home, now you will get to pay 1,500. We are taking more from them. When they use that, we go buy everything go up and tie down OT on just one thing. Just one thing. So in as much as government may say it's a very good fiscal thing and so on, it's good for those who are in power, those who are in the offices. But the ordinary man down there, we are robbing him. We are robbing the person. For me, it's something not political, but it's something very passionate for me.
Okay, well, let me give you my own perspective of the subsidy, the way the SLPP handle them. In the first place, you know, APC they take decisions then for me and get this political acclamation for say, you know, they don't take responsible actions. But when you look at the technicalities of those decisions, you know, they yield nothing. They bring untold suffering on the people. Now, how can you continue? Well, let me finish. I'm not going to talk. I'll give you time where they talk. How can you institute, how can you bring in a subsidy policy where you know say the country not get money, where you know say you're not able to afford for continue for pay this subsidy, yeah? Whereas you can bring in an alternative where we say you go able for save money by stopping to payment of the subsidy at least for some period of time, so that at the end of the day you go able for come back and tap into that savings where you don't make, so that the people then not go suffer. Now make the people then the president talk say before it's sweet it get for sour force, and at the sourness this way the country they go through. You give this government some time based on what we they see how the government they implement policies, them things can get for look different. Right now, when you look at the subsidy policy, like how you don't present them, okay, if the people that they suffer, you know, things that don't go up. But in the long run, you get to see a big U-turn in this whole thing. So that's how I want for let me and you two go to look at policy. You are educated. Don't just look at the political acclamation way they get for some of the things the way the APC they implement. Look at the practical, the pragmatic results of those policy implementations.
Where I talk on this, I talk as a policy person. That is my area.
But we're not the also they pull money for pay for the subsidy. That's what you have not explained. Explain that to the people of Sierra Leone. Can you explain how APC they get money for the policy?
Policy is like building the wall. Okay, you get to know why they build the wall. Who will be on the other side versus the other side? What thing stand for gain and so on. You get to compare the two things there. All right. So like the turnaround where they say, it goes sour, then it goes sweet. I'm waiting to see that turn, and I hope it will happen so quick.
But are you pessimistic or optimistic for it to happen? Where do you stand?
For this very one.
Are you pessimistic?
Not as APC. Not as APC. As a Sierra Leonean, I'm pessimistic on this very one. Let us clear. Not as APC. That's my own take. Okay. Not as APC. Because for me, I see and say, it bring untold burden to the people there.
For now, temporarily.
The anticipated outcomes there, where they say are good one there, I am praying for them and I can't wait to see them start to come out.
All right, them, of course.
For now, now burden on people there. We see even here in America, subsidy not we new. Not we new. We subsidize, we bail out. It's a way of helping the people when they are down and not adding burden on them. We don't need for 50,000 loans. All we need for the development say if SLPP then good at blocking leakages, block the leakages then proper. We not even need for put 2,000 people there.
But they are doing it now. Now when you want for discredit them for putting in measures in place to stop leakages and wastage, when the APC never did that, that is where I am baffled.
I did not discredit them. I did not discredit them. Okay, I did not discredit them.
So SLPP is doing well in that area.
I told you the problem we have not only the subsidy, but rather the leakages. We generate the money, it begin leak right from there. And when they come for spend, we get a lot of wasteful spending. I'm talking not as APC, I'm talking as a Sierra Leonean, and as somebody who has been around the system. We get a lot, whether you want for people want to accept or not, but we get a lot of wasteful spending unaccounted for. If only we can block that them. That poor man at village where the subsidy will hit, what do we need for like hitter?
Well, be very assured, Mr. Turay, that those are going to be blocked based on waiting with the see how this government they operate. But anyway, I want for you get any last word where you want for share with the people there before we close the interview.
Yeah, all the things go say is Sierra Leone. Now we all get them, and any attempt for move that country to forward. Now the responsibility of every Sierra Leonean. We got to deal with them sincerely and genuinely, and we got to bring everybody on board. No one person can do it. Anybody tells you one person, one party, one region, one tribe, one region can do it, the person it missed the point. All of us. And when we say all of us, it's all of us, and we go inside there sincerely. And let us stop for major people their output and performance based on certain parameters as a region or tribe and so on, but look at them objectively, putting the person they do. Then I want you with me, people they say I'm APC, but I hang out with SLPP. Yes, I'm hanging out with Sierra Leoneans. That's how I see them. I cut across, I mix with everybody. Because I believe say now only when we all work together sincerely, everybody gets your own gift. Everybody gets your own role for play. It's like building a house. You get a carpenter, the plumber, the mason, and so on. When we allow everybody for come on board and play a role part sincerely, we see that contribute now. But if we believe of pick and choose in withdrawal system, in assigning responsibilities and so on, in rewarding and so on, we still get a long way for go. And I pray say God will make our life be a short to me, because I want to be positive that Sierra Leone is going to move forward so that we all go enjoy the country. Thank you very much, Mr. Sherix.
All right, my family, that now Mr. Samuel Dilito Turay, like how we talk, now my way the mingle with SLPP, we can always hib and pana, you know, but we're not going to take it personal, you know, me and my man that one, the me into don't live in Philly before they left the kind of Houston. Now member of the APC, of course, when I talk. The video will be available on all social media sites for Leona Goviam. Once more, thank you very much, Dilito. We appreciate you for your knowledge where you don't share with your family.
Thank you very much. And to the comrades,
right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, that's now Mr. Samuel Dilito Turay, a man away in a firebrand, and not shy away from whose side he belong in a APC, and he don't defend it. Even though we don't agree with most of what he talk, we don't agree with him, but he is a typical APC member. That's how he spoke, right? And so now then kind of conversations that we can encourage now. Let's talk about the country in a frank way. Who say you stand on issues, who say team up on issues, let we agree to disagree, you know? And so that was Mr. Samuel Dilito Turay, member of APC, and of course he come to we from Fallcroft, Pennsylvania in the United States. So my family, when I stick around as we try to wrap up the program, stick around with us.